What's up everyone, and thanks for tuning in again. Today I've got an unboxing for you. I've just picked up this VR enabled board game called Mask of the Pharaoh from Hasbro Gaming. So we're going to unbox it and we're going to take a little look at what's inside and then maybe have a little go of it as well and check out the VR content that comes as part of it. So first up, let's take this thing apart. Okay, so we have got inside two small clips. What looks like a variation of Google Cardboard. Something here that clips out. Not too sure what this is just yet. Figure that out in a moment. We've got sheets with tokens that pop out. And on this side it looks like pieces of a maze that also pop out. It looks like I've got a fair amount of popping out to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump ahead, we're going to pop all this out and have a quick look at the instructions, which I saw coming underneath, and then we'll come back. Okay. I've taken a pit stop halfway through what I said I was going to do because, as you can see here, we separated all the tiles. Really nice artwork on these tiles, really high quality as you'd expect from Hasbro. And I've also separated all of the little tokens, as you can see, and the two little plastic clips were for these two characters. And the cuboid box is actually a storage box that you can store all these pieces in afterwards, rather than have the main box, so it makes it more portable. But then there's the headset, and the headset was a little bit more complex than I expected. It wasn't just your traditional Google Cardboard. It comes in multiple pieces, as you can see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pieces to build a Google Cardboard. This is a special Google Cardboard, but I'm going to hide the final design from you for the moment, but you can see here it's quite the complex build. So it might be something that children definitely wouldn't be able to do this on their own. I don't think they'd need some sort of adult support, especially younger children. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the camera running and maybe do a bit of a time lapse and see how much of a mess I make of this. So let's go. Well guys, as you can probably tell, that was nowhere near as easy as I thought it'd be. I didn't think it would be easy. That was really, really fiddly. If you're looking to use this with children, definitely allow some time to build this headset first. I still don't think that's attached properly at the side there, but I cannot get it in anymore. There you go. Obviously it's a very special type of headset. It represents the Egyptian god Anubis. Very, very cool design and very unique at the back. It doesn't have traditional lenses, it's just got a panel, so I'll be very interested to see how that works inside the app that goes with the game. So let's try and figure out how to play this thing. Download the app from the App Store and take a look. Alright guys, so I'm back. I've had a little look at the app and I've had a look at the game itself. It's a really unique combination of the virtual and the real. It relies heavily on two really key learning skills, collaboration and communication. Essentially the game works like this. One person wears the headset, and when they're wearing the headset they can see a virtual reality Egyptian maze. They describe what they are seeing to the other players. So they would describe the space, whether it was a dead end like this place or a straight corridor, or if I look at some of these over here, a corner, or perhaps a T-junction. And they would describe also the details which are marked by these little icons, so things like torches and other incidental details. There's also some rocks, which are these, oops, drop that one. There's also these rocks, there we go, these small pieces like this. Okay, so as the person is wearing the headset, they are describing what they are seeing, and the rest of the players attempt to recreate what they see. Now they only have a limited amount of time to view in the headset to see what part of the maze is available to them. At that point, their turn is over and it passes to the next player. The next player will see a different part of the maze. It may be completely separate, but it could be something that's actually an overlap. So for example, imagine the first player had seen this and the second player saw this. You can then infer that the fact that the counters, the detail is the same on these two squares as it is on these two squares, that in fact this piece is this piece. So they can start to combine pieces of the map. And ultimately you're trying to build a pathway all the way through to the Pharaoh's tomb at the end where the treasure is. Definitely something that's aimed at older students, older children. I think younger children would find it very hard, especially with the time limits, but they would also just in general find it hard to describe in sufficient detail. You would also need to be fairly familiar with the token system and what each of the tokens represents. Obviously they don't appear as tokens in the app itself, they appear as elements within the virtual world. So there's flowers and other such details like torches, as I mentioned before. So there's the torch one, for example. Obviously that just looks like an icon, but that would look like a flickering flame. If the child didn't have the vocabulary and wasn't sufficiently able to describe what they were seeing, then it would be really, really hard for their teammates to recreate that using the token system. There are obviously variations on the way that you can play it. You could, for example, you can go into the settings on the app and you can extend the time limits. You could also decide that the person using the headset was allowed to peek from the headset and confer with their teammates. So there are ways to get around it. But so there you go. Mask of the Pharaoh from Hasbro Games. I'll put the links in the description. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to tune in again. Hit that subscribe button for me.